to the start end of the pool, please. So we have our timers to the start end of the pool.
Good morning and welcome to the Catherine Moran Coleman Aquatic Center here on the campus of Brown University. This is day 3 prelims for the 2022 New England Senior Championships hosted by Gator Swim Club Seekonk, presented to you by Abreu Media Productions. We're happy that you are joining us here this morning for day 3 prelims. Should be an exciting morning of swimming. We've had quite the meet thus far. Some amazing performances have been turned in. Today we're going to start off with the mixed 200-yard medley relay. Oh, hold on, I can't get my little... There we go. 200 medley relay will be our first event here today. We'll move into the 2 fly. Always an exciting event. 2 butterfly go into the 50 free. After the 50 free, we'll head into the 2 IM, followed by the 5 free to round us out in the morning. So warm-ups are still going on in an effort to preserve my voice here today. I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be back for the action. Once again, we're live at the Senior Championships at Brown University. All right, so now it's time for me to get back back on. Timers are lined up. I believe we'll be starting this morning with awards. I think. It's always a little bit of a crapshoot as far as when I think they're going to zig, they zag. But we've had a spectacular senior championship meet thus far. Should have another great day as we get into the day this morning. We'll certainly run through some of the results from last night. From a team score perspective, it is Bluefish that is leading the way. See if I can pull that up for you right now. Well, we got a quick time. Combined top five, Bluefish 813, Phoenix 542, Gator 483, Commonwealth 397, Solo 369. On the men's side, Bluefish 1, Gator 2, Current 3, Phoenix 4, Cape Cod 5. And on the women's side, Phoenix is first by 9 points over Bluefish, Solo 3rd, Current 4th, Crimson 5th.
Medley relay.
We'll go to Caitlin Grant on the PA for who is in each of these relays. Your lane assignments are correct and on the screen, and we are just about ready to go.
Swimming in heat number 1, in lane 3, Edge Swim Club, Annalise Moylan, Jamison McInerney, Luke Davis, and Rosie Keith. Swimming in lane 4, Kingfish Swimming, Finn's 10-4s, Declan McDonald, Katie Tussin, and Liv Nault. Swimming in lane 5, Weymouth Club Waves, Isaac Ing, Lina Matera, Riley Nussbaum, and Jack DeMello. Swimming in lane 6, Green Mountain Aquatics, Marin Hemmett, Abigail Jackman, James Dupree, and Ben Haddock.
So there are your lane assignments. Weymouth Waves out to the early lead here in lane 5, followed by Kingfish B, Edge A. The meet record is held by Solo Aquatics, 136.72. It was set, I should say, in 2021, December 19th, so almost a year ago to the day. The team of McLaughlin, Zia, Bamer, and Kang, again, 136.72. Edge A has now moved into the lead. Again, this is a quick one. 50 of each stroke, up and back. Again, in the mixed relays, always a strategy as to where you put your male and female swimmers, whether you want them balanced out in the beginning, at the end, bookends, in the middle. Always a certain strategy to that. Edge A leading the way. Looks like that's Rosie Keith in the water. Looking to bring home a Heat 1 victory for Edge Swim Club, and it looks like she will do just that. So Rosie Keith will bring it home for Edge, and they'll be our first Heat winner of the day.
Thank you.
We'll move on to heat number 2. There are your lane assignments. PVAA comes in with the top time, 147.30. A little bit of a jockeying for position on the bulkhead, as you can see. Swimmers coming off, next relay teams going on. Looks like it's starting to clear outside of Brown University. We've had rain for a couple days, basically. Seems like it's been raining forever. We're ready to get going on Heat 2.
Swimming in heat number 2 in lane 1, United Swim Club, Andrew Liu, Emma Lent, Isabella Texera, and Vance Petrosi. In lane 2, Rhode Island Aquatic Club, Zach Jabo, Audrey Bonin, Zach Prue, and Lizzie Ragg. In lane 3, Boston YMCA Bluefin, Sophia Crudy, Daniel Corey, Ryan Fadden, and Amelia Deutsch. 4, Pine Aquatic, Austin Rice, Ethan Halford, Lila Doherty, and Isabella Zeppa. In lane 5, Amherst Triton Swim Team, Noah Chambers, Rowan Bile, Evander Lanos, and Jada Matri. In lane 6, Weymouth Club Waves, Clara Bodner, Alexander Young, Reed Nussbaum, and Haley Pinola. In lane 7, YMCA of the North Shore, Adriana Cronstron, Carly Atwood, Logan Doughty, and Daniel Boner. And in lane 8, Commonwealth, Bella Lombard, Gerhard Huber, Carlo Vigo Cairo, and Meredith Ty.
Triton's in the lead, followed by the Bluefins and the Current. It's tight at the top. 0.2 of a second separate our top 3 teams in lanes 3, 5, and 8. Bluefins in lane 3, Triton's in lane 5, Commonwealth in lane 8. Tritons and Commonwealth are leaders here heading into the freestyle. So it was actually Commonwealth in the lead at the end of that butterfly. Bluefin second, Weymouth third. Again, good race shaping up here between the Bluefins in lane 3, Commonwealth in lane 8. It looks like Commonwealth may have the slight edge as we go into the wall. It is Commonwealth. Bluefins take second, Weymouth third. So the Current with a Heat 2 victory from lane 8. That was the team of Lombard, Hoover, Cairo, and Teague. We'll now move into Heat 3 of 4. There are your lane assignments. Crimson B comes in with the top time, 1:42.98. Allowed to? Yeah. So just about ready to get going here in heat number 3.
Swimming in heat number 3, in lane 1, Cape Cod Swim Club, Paige Wheelgus, Andrew Nath, Luca Capoletto, and Alexa Lundell. In lane 2, Greenwood Swimming, Ethan Go, Caleb Del Rosario, Becca Siegel, and Caitlin Archambault. In lane 3, Executive Swim Club, Dylan Brad Trevera, Adia Bull, Josh McDonald, and Meredith Lubelchak. In lane 4, Crimson Aquatics, Alden White, Abel Holler, Andrew Kim, and Megan Huntley. In lane 5, Solo Aquatics, Ariana Zhao, Audrey Zhang, Lang Gao, and Rudd Day. In lane 6, Commonwealth, Tommy Hager, Kate Hanley, Theo Morris, and Dana Lee. In lane 7, Phoenix Swimming, Isabella Schneider, Eamon Griffin, Cole Brooks, and Skylar Knowlton. And in lane 8, Rhode Island Aquatic Club, Maggie Taplin, Nick Andrews, Tim Andrews, and Claire Carroll.
Greenwood Swimming in lane 2, your current leader, followed closely by Commonwealth A. Greenwood in lane 2, Commonwealth A in lane 6. And it's now Commonwealth who has taken over the lead, closely followed by Phoenix. So all the action at the top of your screen in lane 6 and 7 right now as we hand it over to the anchor swimmers. Dana Lee from Commonwealth in lane 6, Skylar Knowlton from Phoenix in lane 7. Right now it's Dana Lee who got out to the quick start, had a little bit of a head start. And it looks like it will be the Current. So the Current in lane 6 take it 139.33. That's the team of Hagar, Hanley, Morse, and Lee. We'll now move into our 4th and final heat of this 200 mixed relay.
Heat 4.
When the race starts, you're going to have to hit the finish button to make it red.
Swimming in heat number 4 in lane 1, Bluefish Swim Club, Kayla Zhang, Alex Dorwald, Christina DiPietro, and Thomas Powers Hammond. In lane 2, Solo Aquatics, Bradley Waters, Christopher Shaw, Anna Bamer, and Mina Boardman. In lane 3, Gator Swim Club, Addison Abreu, Matthew Wang, James Misto, and Anna Zaniolo. In lane 4, Bluefish Swim Club, Zuri Ferguson, Josh Parent, Ethan Scholes, and Jacqueline Zipagon. In lane 5, Phoenix Swimming, William Carrico, Alexei Avakov, Michaela Shukrayeva, and Alyssa Kim. In lane 6, Crimson Aquatics, Patrick O'Connor, Ethan Makanaki, Hope Zayavet, and Quinn White. In lane 7, Gator Swim Club, Aya Hassani, George Groves, William McClellan, and Carmen Bunt. And in lane 8, Kingfish Swimming, Brendan Watson, Wynn Davenport, Marina Johnson, and Allie Brown.
Phoenix out to the early lead, 0.4 of a second over Solo. Bluefish A in second. Right now it's Michaela Chokareva in the water for Phoenix. Closest competition is lane 4. That's Ethan Schultz from Bluefish, and here he comes. So here comes Bluefish. It's going to be a race. Solo also moving up. So our 3 anchors are in the water. Jacqueline Zipagan in lane 4 for Bluefish. Alyssa Kim from Phoenix in lane 5. And for Solo, it's Mina Boardman in lane 2. That's what this race is going to come down to. And here comes Boardman. So Mina Boardman from Solo trying to cap off a victory here for Solo, and she'll do just that. So Solo takes our final mixed heat here.
Night session. The awards for the mixed 200 medley relay will be presented tonight. The pool is open now for 10 minutes. We will begin event number 19, the women's 200 butterfly at 9:21.
10-minute break here, folks. We'll take it with you. Once again, we are at the Catherine Moran Coleman Aquatic Center on the campus of Brown for the 2022 New England Senior Championships, and we'll be right back.
from the bottom, now my whole yeah, started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team. Yeah, I done kept it real from the jump. And now my mama, we'd argue every morning. I was trying to get it on my own. Working all night, traffic on the way. Right back. I just think it's funny how it goes. Started from the bottom now. Started from the bottom now my whole team. Yeah, started from the bottom now we here. Started from the bottom now we here. Started from the bottom now the whole team. Bottom now we here. Started from the bottom now the whole team here. Boys tell stories about the man. Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry, yeah I doubt it. I could turn your boy into the man. They ain't really enough without us. We just want the credit where it's. I'ma worry about me, give a fuck about you. Just as a reminder to myself. I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. Cause we started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team. Yeah, started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. No, we don't feel that. A fake friend, where your real friends at? We don't like to do too much explaining. Story stay the same, I never changed it. No, we don't feel that. A fake friend, where your real friends at? We don't like to do too much explaining. Stories stay the same through the money and the fame. Cause we started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team. Yeah, started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Lay, sir, yeah.
Kayla's in the building.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come to the show. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come to the show. Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on their desk, unaffected by their threats, then get busy on their ass. See, that's how that shit down made me, that's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up, when times is hard you stand up. L.U.P. the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on all night. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's there. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the that's trying to hold them back. Five in the air for the teachers not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that they're holding back that the world is theirs. Yeah. I was a boy, terrified of the world. Now I'm on a tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war for these ghetto boys and boys. I'm rapping my world for Africa to New York, Haiti then I detour, Oakland scripted Detroit. Say hip hop only destroy. Hey, boy, I hope your son don't have a dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, show goes on. I'm ready to show goes on. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember. No matter what you in, what you see when you look outside your window, brown grass or green grass, picket fence or barbed wire, never ever put them down. You just lift your arms higher, raise them till your arms tired. Let them know you there, that you struggling, surviving, that you gon' persevere. Yeah, ain't nobody leaving, nobody going home, even if they turn the lights on. What's going on? Already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun?
Swimmers, please clear the competition pool.
We are back at the Catherine Moran Coleman Aquatic Center, just about to get started with our first individual event of the morning. It's the women's 200 fly. Always a very exciting event to watch. Let's see how many heats we have. 5 heats of the 2 fly. Always like this, it is definitely a test of mental toughness. The 200 fly, apart from the really long distance events, which ironically some swimmers find very easy, nothing easy about the 200 fly. One of the most labor-intensive strokes that you can swim. So really a good test of mental toughness for each of these swimmers, and they've all shown to be up to the task. So here we go. Heat 1 of the women's 2 fly. Swimming in lane 1 from Kingfish will be Marina Johnson, and in lane 2 from the Bluefins, Julia Lembo. In lane 3 from Bluefish, Izzy Chu. In lane 4 from Phoenix, it's Izzy Ann. In lane 5 from Phoenix, it's Abigail Gowern. In lane 6 from Bluefish, it's Amy Key. In lane 7 from Bluefish, it's Addison McDonald. And in lane 8 from Gators, it is Lauren Jolly. Those are your lane assignments. Top time coming into this heat belongs to Izzy Ann, 16 years old from Phoenix, 2:13.92. Ann is the only one in this heat not swimming this on a bonus or a converted time. So as you know, and we've talked about, if you make one event, you get 2 bonus swims. If you make 2 events, you get 2 bonus swims. And then I think it's if you make 3 to 6 events, you get 1 bonus swim. So most of the swimmers in this first heat have chosen this as their bonus event. The senior meet record was set way back in 2008, 156.49 by Alex Forrester of Bluefish. We don't have anyone coming in close to breaking 2 minutes. We're just over 2, so I think that 156 is pretty safe here as Izzy Ann makes the touch at the 150-yard mark. 50 to go. She's got a pretty comfortable lead over Izzy Chu from Bluefish, swimming out of lane 3. And it looks like it will be Izzy Ann. She'll take first. Good race for second between Jolly and Chu in lanes 3 and 8. And it will be Jolly out touching Chu. So Izzy Ann, your Heat 1 winner. Heat 2 in the water, Megan Lathrop from Bluefish in lane 1, Fanning Wong from Bluefish in 2. Lane 3 is open. It's Lila Doherty from PVAA in lane 4. Jackie Story from Solo in lane 5. Georgia Cobb from Phoenix in lane 6. Ariana Zhao from Solo in 7. And in lane 8, it's Ksenia Bagdasarian from Crimson. Lila Doherty comes in with the top time, 2:12.02. One of two 14-year-olds swimming in this heat. The other being Fanning Wong in lane 2 from Bluefish. But right now it's Ariana Zhao from Solo leading the way in lane 7 at the halfway mark. Always a tough time in the morning here, depending on the weather with the glare. So as you can see, there's some pretty strong glare coming in from the windows on the far side. Doesn't last very long, but certainly creates a little bit of a challenging environment for the cameras, as Zhao will make her final approach. 50 yards to go, comfortably in the lead. Nice little close-up of Zhao as she trudges along here, looking really strong in lane 7. Nice camera work by Emma Holland there. Fanning Wong from Bluefish will be your second place finisher. Zhao goes 2:09.52. Wong 2:11.91, and Bagdasarian goes 2:14.54. So Ariana Zhao, your Heat 2 winner, as we move on to Heat number 3. Harper Stevenson from PVA in lane 1. Claire Mosher from Solo in 2. It's Emma Villot from the Storm in lane 3. Skylar Knowlton from Phoenix in 4. Isabella Schneider from Phoenix in lane 5. Abigail Choi from Greenwood in lane 6. It's Anya Rao from Commonwealth in 7. And Riley Nussbaum from the Weymouth Waves rounds out the field in lane number 8. Knowlton off to the quick start, out 27.63 through 50. Knowlton has had herself a pretty good meet here thus far in these senior championships. This is day 3. Knowlton with about a body length lead over a few people. Villot in 3, Mosher in 2, Schneider in 5. It's a logjam for second place right now. It is Isabella Schneider. So Phoenix going 1 and 2 right now. We're past the halfway mark in Heat 3. 5 heats of the 2 fly. Again, the top 24 make it back to finals. There will be a C, a B, and an A finals. The C is a bonus final. They do not accumulate any points. The B and the A do score points, as Knowlton continues to lead the way, followed by her teammate Isabella Schneider. So Phoenix looking to go 1 and 2 here. Third place right now looks to be Claire Mosher from Solo. Here comes Emma Villot from the Storm. But at the top, it will be Skylar Knowlton, 2:02.21. Isabella Schneider will take second, 2:05.31. And third place is Mosher, 2:07.69. So nice swim there by Knowlton as we look at the final results for Heat 3 and get ready for Heat number 4. Swimming in lane 1 from the Storm, it's Braylon Wilson. Swimming in lane 2 from Sailfish, it's Megan Nelson. In lane 3 from Crimson, Peyton Knightley. In lane 4 from Crimson, Clara Renner. In lane 5 from Bluefish, it's Christina DePietro. In lane 6 from Gator, it's Joss Halsey. In lane 7 from Bluefish, it's Frankie Dolby. And in lane 8, rounding out the field, the youngest swimmer here in this heat, Ailette Nishikawa Gaitham. In lane 8 from Bluefish, she's 13 years old. Leading the way right now is Clara Renner, followed by DePietro and Wilson. Renner went out in a 27.82, DePietro 28.10, Wilson 28.94. So no separation yet in lanes 4 and 5. Renner in 4, DePietro in 5. DePietro to the wall first at the halfway mark. 59.08, Renner 0.2 behind. Her Crimson teammate, Knightley, almost 2 seconds behind. So again, it's a battle in lanes 4 and 5 with Renner and DePietro. Keep an eye on lane 3. Here comes Knightley, starting to make a little bit of a move. 50 yards to go. DePietro remains the leader, followed by Renner. It is Knightley in 3rd. Clear separation between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. DePietro makes that final turn at the 175 wall, takes a big breath of air. And she will pull away for a Heat 4 victory. Christina DePietro from Bluefish, 2:04.33. Clara Renner takes 2nd, Knightley 3rd. We'll move into our 5th and final heat. Katie Chiappetta from Bluefish in lane 1. Margot Levesque from Bluefish in 2. Cambria Jewett in lane 3 from the Storm. It's Anna Bamer, University of Michigan commit, in lane 4. Clara Bodner in lane 5. Fiona Wang in 6. Amelia Barron in 7. And it's Allie Brenner in lane 8. Bamer comes in with a 2:02.17. She's your top seed coming in, and she's showing why out in front very early here in lane 4. 0.7 ahead of Jewett. Same amount for Bodner. Bamer leading the way at the halfway mark by 2 seconds over Bodner, almost 3 over Jewett. So Bamer showing that strength and endurance here, looking to be the top overall seed tonight for the finals. 200 fly is a race that we've seen great performances turned in by Bamer in the past. She'll make her 150-yard turn. She's got a 2.5-second lead over Bodner, almost 4 seconds over Jewett. So for all intents and purposes, hate to call a race early, but no one is catching Bamer here. She'll hit her 175 wall, make her final turn. So Anna Bamer on her way to being the Heat 5 winner. Clara Bodner should take 2nd, and Cambria Jewett 3rd. So those are your top 3. Bamer goes a 2:02.53, right on her time. Bodner 2nd, Jewett 3rd. Now we'll move into event number 20. It's the men's 200 butterfly. Heat 1 of 9, so 9 heats of 2 fly on the men's side. There are your lane assignments. Only 3 swimmers here. Siva Kitov from the Bluefins in lane 3. Devin Bird from Kingfish in lane 5. Had a nice conversation with Devin's dad last night. Very nice man. Ben Haddock from GMA is in lane number 5. The meet record was set 3 years ago by Harrison Homans from Bluefish, 145.90. I believe Harry Homans is a swimmer now at USC, University of Southern California. Kitov leading the way early on in lane 3 from Bluefins. At the halfway mark, Kitov leading Bird by a little over a second. Here comes Devin Bird now from Kingfish, starting to make a move in lane 4. And it may be Bird who has now moved into first. So a changing of the guard with 50 to go. Devin Bird from Kingfish overtakes Kitov from the Bluefins. So Bird showing some impressive speed here on the back half of this 2-fly. Kitov led for the first 100. Bird takes over that lead at the previous wall. And it looks like Bird will be on his way to victory. Bird 206.54. Ben Haddock comes back and takes second. Kitov takes third as we move into heat 2. Lane 8 will be open. Swimming in heat 2, Zachary Da Silva Grandin from the Bluefins in lane 1. In lane 2, it's Will Kennedy also from the Bluefins. In lane 3, CJ Reamer from the North Shore Swim Club. In lane 4, it's Eddie Barnes from Executive. In lane 5, Caleb Lemke from the Yankee Clipper swim team. In lane 6, Holden Brown from Crimson. In lane 7, it's Evander Lanous from Amherst Tritons, and lane 8 is open. So open lane 8. Nice comment in the live chat by Mateo's parents. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying the coverage that we are providing. Eddie Barnes from Executive leads the way right now in the middle of the pool. Lane 4, and actually, no, it's Da Silva Grandin who snuck ahead there at that halfway mark. Da Silva Grandin, Barnes, and Brown, they're your top 3. We're always trying to add some new elements to the broadcast. Some are easy to implement. Some a little more difficult and require more people. I've dug deep into the bag of help for this weekend. Holden Brown now in lane 6 is taking control. Interesting swim for Brown, was second at the 50, third actually at the halfway mark. Now he's moved all the way up into first, and he looks poised to be your Heat 2 winner, and he should be. No one else within a couple yards of him. So Holden Brown will be your Heat 2 winner. Da Silva Grandin takes second. It's Will Kennedy third. We'll now move into heat number 3. Tim Johnson from Cape Cod in lane 1. It's Evan Hong from Bluefish in 2. Jacob Freeman from Gators in 3. James Dupre from GMA in lane 4. Damian Figet Kosarev in lane 5 from Gator. Ben Lynch in 6 from Kingfish. In lane 7 from Bluefish, it's Theo Tran. And rounding out the field in lane 8, it's Cameron Waddellette, swimming unattached. Jacob Freeman leading the way in lane 3 from Gators. Cameron Waddellette leads the way here at the halfway mark in lane 8. Evan Hong has moved up to second from third. Johnson's moved up to third from fourth. So Cameron Waddellette, the 20-year-old, in lane 8, swimming unattached. Looks like it's an executive cap, so he may, I think, it's tough to tell in lane 8. But 50 to go, and Waddellette poised to be your Heat 3 winner. He'll be the first to touch. Here comes Tim Johnson in lane 1, so keep an eye on Tim Johnson here as we finish up. Our 2 outside lanes looking strong. Poised to go 1 and 2, and they will. Waddellette takes first. Johnson will take second. Hong takes third. So we'll move on to heat number 4. There are your lane assignments. Swimming in lane 1 from Gators, it's Ara Parsegian. In lane 2, also from Gators, it's Paul Denega. In lane 3 from the Bluefins, it's Daniel Corey. In lane 4 from Green Mountain Aquatics, it's Luke Gagnon. In lane 5 from Phoenix, it's Griffin Picard. In lane 6, it's Stepan Ignatiev from YMCA of the North Shore. In lane 7, it's Gary Podstrelov from the YMCA of the North Shore. And rounding out the field in lane number 8, it's Cape Cod's Curtis Johnson. Paul Denega leading early here in lane 2 from Gators at the halfway mark. We'll get you that split. Denega 53-34. Johnson second, Parsegian third. We've seen Parsegian have some good back half swims on these 200 flies, so keep an eye on him. Currently in third, trying to make a move into second, but here comes Daniel Corey from the Bluefins, who has now moved into third. Denega's lead over Johnson is over 3.5 seconds, as well as the lead over Corey. Paul Denega looking strong here, and almost certain to record a Heat 4 victory. Denega tiring a little at the end here, but he will get in there before Johnson. 157.36. Johnson takes second, Corey third, Parsegian fourth. There are your final results for Heat 4. Heat 5 now lined up and ready to go. Jack Chapetta from Bluefish in lane 1. Will Ertman from Executive in 2. It's Dylan Jewett from the Storm in lane 3. Christian Pereira The Bryant University commit in lane 4 from Ryak, Luke Abramson from Crimson in 5, Jacob Antonovich from GMA in 6, Grayson Smith from Phoenix in 7, and it's Nick Kavik from Gators in lane 8. Looks like we do have an official with his hand raised. I haven't seen many DQs here this weekend. I do see the near side official with his hand up, which likely means there was some sort of infraction. Grayson Smith was leading the way from Phoenix. Jack Chipetta starting to make his move in lane 1. And it is Chipetta who will be first to touch at the halfway mark, 56.11, followed by Smith, only 11/100ths behind. Dylan Jewett, 8/10ths behind. So our top 3 swimmers within 0.8 of a second of each other at the halfway mark. Setting up for a rather exciting back half here. Chipetta continues to hold on to that lead, I believe. And he does. So Chipetta has the lead with 50 to go. 0.8 of a second over Nick Kavik. So Kavik has gone from 6th at the 50, 4th at the 100, to 2nd now at the 150. So keep an eye on Kavik in lane number 8. He's challenging Chipetta for that top spot here in Heat 5. So our 2 outside lanes poised to go 1 and 2 in some way, shape, or form. And it looks like it will be Chipetta and Kavik 1 and 2, and it is. 158.42 for Chipetta. Kavik 159.73. We'll move on to heat number 6. Josh McDonald from Executive in lane 1, Sam Kaplan from Commonwealth in 2, Jacob Russell from GMA in 3, it's Zach Prue from Ryak in 4, Sean Bailey from Executive in 5. In lane 6 is no one. Lane 6 is open. Ben LaTorrell from Bluefish in 7, and Peter Coleman from Kingfish rounds out the field in lane number 8. Jacob Russell to the wall first at the 50-yard mark. He's followed by Sean Bailey from Executive and Josh McDonald also from Executive. A quick note here, both Gator Swim Club, Seekonk, and Abreu Media Productions will be donating a portion of the proceeds from this week's Senior Championships to the American Cancer Society. So we're trying to do our part to help in the fight against that horrible, ugly disease in which I'm guessing everybody in the broadcast has been touched by in some way, shape, or form. So again, Gator Swim Club, Seekonk, and Abreu Media Productions both donating a portion of the proceeds from this weekend's Senior Championships to the American Cancer Society. Jacob Russell continues to lead the way in lane 3. .50 to go. Bailey running in 2nd. Kaplan 3rd. Russell with a pretty comfortable lead though right now. About 2.5 seconds. So he's well on his way to being our Heat 6 winner. .154.40. Kaplan takes 2nd, Bailey takes 3rd as we move into Heat 7 of 9. Braden Ando from Bluefish in lane 1. It's John Bird from Kingfish in 2. Ryan McFadden from Bluefins in 3. Tommy Hagar from Commonwealth in 4. Matthew Wang from Gator in 5. It's Mateo Smith also from Gators in lane 6. Patrick O'Connor from Crimson in 7. And rounding out the field in lane 8 from Bluefish, it is Cormac McKinney. Tommy Hagar from Commonwealth leads the way early. Hagar, very strong butterflyer, has very good underwaters. Hagar continues to lead the way at the halfway mark. He's out in a 52.47. Mateo Smith, second from Gators. Keep an eye on Smith. He's only less than 2 seconds behind. Keep an eye on Ando as well. He's in third. Ando at the bottom of your screen in lane 1. Mateo Smith in lane 6. And our leader, Tommy Hagar, is in lane 4. Here comes Matthew Wang as well from Gators. He may have passed Smith now for second, and he has. Hagar, Wang, Smith, those are your top 3. The question will be who gets second. Hagar will take first. Mateo Smith, Matthew Wang battling for second. Who's going to touch first? Stroke for stroke. And it's Mateo Smith out-touches Wang. Wang settles for third. So nice race there all the way around, but it's Hagar 149.22 for the victory. Moving on to heat number 8. Andrew Song from Bluefish in lane 1. It's Aiden Walcott from Kingfish in 2. Melson Arquilano from Bluefish in 3. Alan Zhang from Gator in lane 4. Theo Morris from Commonwealth in 5. Zach Quitkin from Solo in 6. It's Ryan Connors from Gators in lane 7. And Langu from Solo in lane 8. Alan Zhang from Gators comes into this heat with the top time, 147.65. He leads the way in a tight field. Top 4 swimmers 0.6 of a second apart. It will be Zhang still at the halfway mark. Things got a little tighter. Aquilano a half a second behind. Zach Quitkin from Solo 0.8 behind. Not a lot of movement there from the 50. Song moves from 8th up to 7th at the halfway mark. Alan Zhang will take that lead into the final 50, followed by Morse, Arquilano, and Quitkin. Morse goes from 4th to 2nd. So Heat 8 will belong to Alan Zhang from Gators. 149.20. Morse takes second. Aquilano takes third. We'll move into our 9th and final heat here of the men's 2 fly. We go from the 2 fly, one of the most grueling races, to the 50 free after this. Zach Parent from Bluefish in lane 1. Quinn Borchers from Bluefish in 2. It's Reed Nussbaum from Weymouth in lane 3. Josh Parent from Bluefish in 4, the prohibitive favorite here. Andrew Kim in lane 5 from Crimson. Teddy Sun from the Tritons in lane 6. And swimming out of lane 7, it's Quinn Caputo from Gators. So I mentioned Josh Parent. He's had himself already quite a senior championship in the lead here. He'll be swimming, of course, at the University of Florida. Parent squaring off against his brother Zach in lane 1. So Josh in 4, Zach in 1. But it's Josh Parent in the lead. Quinn Caputo, Andrew Kim, both vying for second. It's Kim right now, Caputo in third. Parent holding on to a little over a second lead on Andrew Kim. Let's see if Kim can battle back and give Parent a little challenge here at the end. I'm not sure. Parent starting to extend that lead going into the final 50. He's just so strong at this event. The lead is almost 2 seconds, so he's extended that lead. It was a quarter of a second at the 50, a second at the 100. Now it's 2 seconds going into the final 25. So Josh Parent will be your Heat 9 winner. Only thing left is the time here. Kim will take second. Parent goes 1:48.79. That's our fastest time, so he will be the top qualifier tonight in finals. Andrew Kim takes second. Quinn Caputo takes third. Moving into event number 21, it's the women's 50 free. So these will be rapid fire here, folks. We do have what seems to be an open lane 4. So a scratch by Julia Lembo. She came into this heat with the top time. Right now it looks like it's Kristen Baker from Bayside leading the way, the 17-year-old from Bayside YMCA in Barrington, Rhode Island, and it will be Baker, 26:07. Hahn second, Thompson third. Heat 2 lined up. Emma Santoro from the Bluefins comes in with the top time, 25:70. Once again, lane 7 looks like the lucky lane. Meredith Uhas from Phoenix leads the way in lane 7, I believe, and yes, it will be Uhas from Phoenix, 24:80. Bunt second, Wong second, Santoro third. So we've just been informed in that 200 fly from Gators, Mateo Smith and Ryan Carners qualified for NCSAs with those swims, so congratulations to those two young men. Meanwhile, we're in Heat 3. Paige Poundagos comes in with the top time from Solo. Too close to call right now. However, it could be lane 7 again. Will it be lane 7 that gets it done? No, it's Fulling. Hoover takes second. Stepanian takes third. So Addison Fulling, your winner in a time of 25:17. Moving on to heat number 4. Natalia Robach has the top time from Bluefish coming in 24:58. Keep an eye on Lydia Kraft in lane 3. Looks like lane 4 and 7. Again, a lot of speedsters coming out of lane 7 so far this morning, and it is 7. Tegan Jeffers from the Storm, 25:08. We'll move on to heat number 5. These things move extremely fast. Caitlin Horsch from Crimson comes in with the top time in Heat 5, 25:12. It's lane 2, though. Citabild from Bluefish leading the way at the halfway mark. And again, lane 7. That's Caitlin Archambault from Greenwood. And I think we will have yet another lane 7 winner. We do. Archambault, 24:68. So Caitlin Archambault from lane 7 gets it done. I think that's 3 winners out of 5 heats come from lane 7. Let's see if we can keep it up. Heat 6 of 11 lined up and ready to go. Alexandra Sodic comes in with the top time here, 24.89. She's swimming unattached in lane 4. Too close to call here. Will it be Sodic in lane 4 or Huntley in 5? And it's Huntley, Megan Huntley, 24.71. Megan Huntley is your Heat 6 winner. So we move into Heat 7. Caitlin Lacey from Gators comes in with the top time, 24.76. Looks like it's Zoe Webster from Bayside at the halfway mark, but here comes Alexa Lindell in lane 1 from Cape Cod. And it will be Lindell, 24.18. So Alexa Lindell, your Heat 7 winner. We'll move right on to Heat number 8. Sophia Crudy comes in with the top time from the Bluefins here in Heat 8, 24.58. Lanes 5 and 7 near the lead right now. Julia Natishan in 5, Emma Shao from lane 7. And once again, for the 4th time, we'll have a winner from lane 7, Emma Shao, 24.23. Tell you, that lucky lane 7. Let's see if Julia Pelchat can keep this up. Julia Pelchat from Gators in lane 7 right now. This is Heat 9 of 11. Anna Bamer comes in with your top time, 23.34. One of 3 swimmers to be in the 23s, along with Jacqueline Zapagian and Sammy McClintock. This one will belong to Anna Bamer in lane 4, 23.73. That's a top time so far for the women, 23.73 by Bamer. Mina Boardman from Solo in lane 4 comes in with your top time for Heat 10, 23.19. And it looks like it will be holding true to form, Mina Boardman. And no, it was Alyssa Kim, 23.91 by Kim. Boardman, Benson took second. I think there may have been a soft touch or check meet mobile for that one. Boardman did appear to win that heat. I'll blame it on the glare if that's what it is. Final Heat 11, Michaela Shokareva comes in with our top overall time, 22.93. 23.73, the time to beat to get to the top seed. So we'll see if Shokareva can do that. She's got some tight competition here with Ferguson and Teixeira. 23-20, so Michaela Chokareva will be your top seed tonight. So we move on to event 22. It's the men's 50 free. There will be 16 heats here, and as you've seen, these heats fly by. Luke Zhang from Karasham in lane 3. Evander Lanous from the Tritons in lane 4. Those are your only two swimmers here. Looks like it will be Lanous. 24:37. So we move on to heat number 2. Still do it. Lane 2 in the water, heat 2 in the water. Lane 2 is open. Top seed coming in, Jack McCormick, 23:58. He's in lane 4 from Bluefish. Looks tight here. Lane 7 maybe. Flynn McDonald. No, it's Curtin in lane 5. Owen Curtin, 23:02. Owen Curtin from North Shore Swim Club, our Heat 2 winner as we move into heat number 3. Nice start in lane 3 there by Ben Connors from Gators. Evan Stein comes in with the top time from Bluefish, 23:35. George Groves looking strong here in lane 6. So Groves and Hoover battling, and it will be Hoover. 22:35 for Hoover. Gerhard Hoover as we move into heat number 4. Nick Austin from South Shore YMCA comes in with the top time in heat 4, 23:02. Our top time so far is 23:02 by Owen Curtin. Brad Sherribera will take it, 22:19. That's our top time. As we move into heat 5. So 22:19, the time to beat for the number 1 seed. Again, we're only in heat 5. There's going to be some blazing swimmers still forthcoming. Top time coming into heat 5, Jarrett Zito from Anglerfish, 25:76. Will it be Matthew Lashua? And it is 21:92 for Lashua. From Executive, Matthew Lashua gets it done in heat 5. We'll now move into heat number 6. Good crowd here at Brown again for the 3rd day. Had some impressive crowds Friday morning, which was surprising yesterday. Big crowd here Saturday morning. Heat 6 in the water. It's Caleb Del Rosario with the top time coming in, 22:93. Some outside smoke from lane 1. It's Herrick Stevenson getting it done, 22:03. So Herrick Stevenson from PVAA, your Heat 6 winner. Top time so far, 21:92 by Matthew Lashua. That's for the number 1 seed position. Heat 7 in the water, Aiden Walcott from Kingfish, 22.86, his time coming in. Tight battle here. Could be lane 7. That's John Fernandez, and it is. Fernandez in 7, 22.32. Lane 8 lined up and ready to go. Dawson Milligan from Cape Cod at 22.77. Keep an eye on Jordan Moad in lane 5 from Bluefish, having a good seniors meet. Moad and Holovax leading the way, but it will be Holovax in lane 8, 21.74. That becomes now our top time. Nick Holovax, 21.74. As we move into Heat 9, Andrew Nath from Cape Cod has a 22.69. Andrew Nath by a head and shoulders, and yes, Nath holds off De Silva Grand in 22.10 for Nath. Nick Holovac still with that top time. Heat 10 in the water, John Bird from Kingfish, 22.56, one of 4 swimmers coming into Heat 10 with 22.56 as their time. Lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Will it be Jagir? No, it's Waddle 21.79. So Cameron Waddle in lane 5, your Heat 10 winner. Nick Holovac still has the top time, 21.74. Heat 11 in the water, Nathaniel Murray from North Shore, 22.36 his time coming in. Tim Johnson from Cape Cod looks poised, as does McKenzie, and it's Finn McKenzie in lane 1. 21.71, he takes over the top time. So Finn McKenzie from North Shore, 21.71 as we move on to Heat 12 of 16. Andrew Vandewater from Solo Aquatics, a 22.10 coming in. So Finn McKenzie's 21.71 now, the time to beat with 5 heats left. Jan Geiersbach will take this one in 21.43, so now we have another best time. 21.43 is the time to beat for the number 1 seed. Heat 13 in the water, Sam Kraft from Kingfish, 21.88. So it's Xander Geiersbach with a 21.43. He's got our top time so far, 4 heats to go. Jaden Bunt trying to erase that. Does he? Yes, 21.18. So 21.18 for Jaden Bunt. He now has our top time as we move into 14. Thomas Powers Hammond from Bluefish comes in with a 21.10. So if he can replicate that he will take over the top time. Strong underwater by Powers Hammond in lane 4. See if he can get that time, and he does. 21:02 for Powers Hammond. So Powers Hammond now with the top time as we go into the last 2 heats. So he's setting himself up for a good seeding position in tonight's finals. William McClellan from Gators here. 2091 top time for McClellan. That would put him into the top spot right now. And it is McClellan leading the way. Can he best 21:02? And he does. 20:76 for McClellan. And we'll go into our final heat. James Misto, our top overall qualifier, comes in with a 20.55. Misto is in lane 4 from Gators. Misto poised to be the number 1 seed if he can best 20.76. Will he do it? And he does. 20.59 for Misto. So James Misto will be your top overall seed tonight. William McClellan second, so the Gators will go 1-2. As we move into event 23, it's the women's 200-yard IM. Eleven heats here in the 2 IM on the women's side. The record for the senior meet was set in 2008 by Elizabeth Beisel, 157.37. As we look ahead, we don't have anybody under a 202. So I think Elizabeth's record is safe. I think, but you never know. Here in Heat 1, Kristen Baker from Bayside in lane 3, Abigail Jackman from Green Mountain in 4, and Aubriana Kronstrom from YMCA of the North Shore in lane 5. Kristen Baker with the early lead from Bayside as she's now moved into the backstroke. The individual 2IM different from the relay. They'll start on the blocks here on the IM. Fly, back, breast, free. Baker continuing to lead the way in lane 3. James Misto, William McClellan, Jamison McEnany, they'll be your top 3 seeds in the men's 50 free finals tonight. Baker will be the first to turn into freestyle. So Kristen Baker, 17 years old from Bayside YMCA in Barrington, Rhode Island, poised to be our Heat 1 winner. And Baker will be in a time of 2:15 flat. We'll move into heat number 2 of 11. Again, this is the women's 200 IM. Lanes 1 and 8 are open. Kylie Donahue in lane 2 from Executive, Flannery Miller in 3 from Kingfish, Ksenia Bagdasarian in lane 4 from Crimson, Claire Wepler in 5 from PVAA, Emma Miner in 6 from Crimson, and Megan Lathrop in lane 7 from Bluefish. I am always one of my favorite races to watch. There'll be a lot of lead changes here. You typically see a lot of lead changes after the breaststroke. Breaststroke seems to be the equalizing stroke in the IM. The saying goes, if you are a good breaststroker, you are a good IMer. Bagdasarian and Lathrop both leading the way, and it's Lathrop first to touch in lane 7 at the halfway mark, 104.84. Again, a little bit of a changing of the guard here in breaststroke. Looks like Claire Wepler from PVAA has now moved into first. Nine-tenths of a second over Miner. A second over Lathrop. As they finish up here with the 50 free. See if Wepler can hold on here. Started off in 5th after the fly, 3rd after the back, 1st after the breast. So there you have it, the breaststroke, the big equalizing stroke here for Wepler. Here comes Lathrop in 7. It's going to be who can outtouch who, and it's Wepler, 217.96. We'll move into heat number 3. Nora Herb Stuber from Crimson in lane 1. Gabriella Rizzuto from the Storm in 2. Ellen Jin from Solo in 3. Audrey Bonin from Ryak in 4. Carly Atwood from YNS in lane 5. Sarah Zhang from Gators in 6. Marin Hemmett from GMA in 7. And Allison Farrell from Gators in lane 8. Audrey Bonin first to the wall from Ryak in lane 4. Typically you would look and you would say Bonin as a 14-year-old would be the youngest in this heat. But she's not. Sarah Zhang in lane 6 from Gators, 12 years old. So literally one of only, I think, 2 or 3 12-year-olds who have cut times here for the Seniors Championships. Bonin continues to lead the way at the halfway mark, but here comes Herb Stuber in lane 1. Bonin's lead is a quarter of a second over Herb Stuber. Bonin, a very, very good breaststroker. So let's see if she can keep that lead. She's been able to through the first 25. So Audrey Bonin will take this heat lead into the freestyle. Almost a second and a half over Herb Stuber. So she went into the breaststroke with a quarter of a second lead. She extended that lead by a second and a quarter. Now has almost a second and a half lead over Herb Stuber with 25 yards to go. Audrey Bonin poised to be our Heat 3 winner here. And it will be Bonin, so nice swim there by Audrey. 2:14.25. So we move into heat number 4, heat 4. That was heat 3 previously, Sophia Yee from UVAC in lane 1, Audrey Cook from the Bluefins in 2. It's Annalise Moylan from Edge in lane 3. Leah Walden from Bluefish in 4. Madison Stearns from Ryak in 5. Kate Hanley from Commonwealth in 6. Brooke Malvey from Phoenix in 7. And Addie Ebol from Executive in lane number 8. Kate Hanley from Commonwealth leads the way after the butterfly. Annalise Moylan in 2nd, Madison Stearns 3rd. So those are your top 3. Heading into backstroke. This is a stroke in which Leah Walden excels, so it will not surprise me to see Walden take the lead here. Here comes Annalise Moylan as well. But it is Leah Walden in lane 4 with the lead heading into breaststroke at the halfway mark by 4/10. Here comes Kate Hanley again now in lane 6. It looks like Hanley has taken over the lead through the first 25 on the breaststroke. Hanley will take a over 2-second lead into the freestyle against Addie Ebol and Sophia Yee. Addie Ebol in lane 8 at the top of your screen. So it will be Kate Hanley from Commonwealth. Let's check that time. 2:12.68. Addie Ebol takes 2nd. Sophia Yee takes 3rd. As we move into heat number 5. Claire Carroll from Ryak in lane 1. Jackie Story from Solo in 2. Lydia Kraft from Gators in 3. Sophie Tonello from Gators in 4. Maeve Hogan from Crimson in 5. Bella Lombard from Commonwealth in 6. Noah Chambers from the Tritons in 7. And Claire Hahn in lane 8 from Solo. Brian Chiapinelli, thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. Claire Carroll from Ryak leading the way after the fly in lane 1 at the bottom of your screen. Keep an eye on Sophie Tonello from Gators, also Noah Chambers from the Tritons. A very good backstroker, so it looks like Chambers has now moved into the lead ever so slightly in lane 7. Chambers will be your leader at the halfway mark by 0.6 over both Tonello and Carroll. Looks like almost a dead heat between Tonello in 4, Chambers in 7. So this one will come down to freestyle. Tonello will get there first by 0.4. Chambers running in 2nd right now. Sophie Tonello in lane 4, Noah Chambers in 7. Who's going to touch first? And it looks like Chambers will take it, 2:12.86. Noah Chambers, your Heat 5 winner. Top time still belongs to Kate Hanley, 2:12.68 as we move on to Heat 6. Mila Vuoltinaho in lane 1 from Gators. Also from Gators in lane 2, it's Maggie Holland in lane 3 from Greenwood, Becca Siegel. Actually, no Vuoltinaho, so lane 1 is open. Lane 4 from Executive Meredith Lubelchak in lane 5. Fiona Wang from Greenwood in lane 6 from Solo. Sophia Dimitruk in 7. Emma Lent from United, and rounding out the field in lane 8 from Cape Cod, it's Alexa Lindell. Becca Siegel leading the way from Greenwood in lane 3. She was followed by Dimitruk and Lindell. Siegel will take that lead into the halfway mark ahead of Lindell and Dimitruk. 1/100th under a minute, 59.99 for Siegel at the halfway mark. Siegel came in with a 2:12.64. She came into this as a bonus cut. Every one of these swimmers here in Heat 6 swimming this 2IM as a bonus. Lindell now goes from third up to first. So Alexa Lindell from Cape Cod, on the heels of a strong breaststroke, she moves from third place into first in lane 8 at the top of your screen. So Lindell looking strong here to be our Heat 6 winner, and she will be. Time for Lindell, 2:10.91. That becomes our top time as we move into Heat 7. Caitlin Lacey with the top time coming in, 2:11.53. Zuri Ferguson from Bluefish in lane 1. Aya Hassani from Gators in 2. Sophia Crudy from Bluefins in 3. Lane 4 is open. It's Frankie Dolby from Bluefish in 5. Ariana Zhao from Solo in 6. Harper Stevenson from PVAA in 7. And Amalia Guerra from Bluefish in lane 8. Sophia Crudy from the Bluefins leads the way by 3/100ths over Zhao. Stevenson 3/10 behind. Our top 5 swimmers separated by 0.8 of a second going into the backstroke. Very tight race so far. I expect to see Ferguson in lane 1, your leader after this backstroke. Let's see if she overtakes everyone, and she does. So Ferguson will take that lead into the breaststroke. Ferguson, Crudy, and Zhao, 1, 3, and 6 lanes respectively. Sophia Crudy now has moved into first, just ahead of Ferguson, though, so this will shape up to be a good, strong freestyle finish. Likely between Crudy in lane 3, Ferguson in lane 1. Ferguson, a very strong freestyler. Let's take a look at this. She'll have to make up 2 seconds here. Crudy continues to look strong with 25 to go. Ferguson has cut into that lead. Not sure it's enough, though, to overtake her here with about 12 yards to go. So Sophia Crudy will be your Heat 7 winner. 2:09.38 top time so far. We'll move into heat number 8. Sarah Bernard from Commonwealth in lane 1. It's Maria Del Monte from Gators in 2. Brianna Kong from Solo in 3. Emma Villot from the Storm in lane 4. Jacqueline Zapagan from Bluefish in 5. Carmen Bunt in 6. From Gator and rounding out the field from Kingfish is Katie Tesson. Lane 8 is open. Brianna Kong out to the early lead in lane 3. .58.37 at the halfway mark for Brianna Kong. Del Monte second, Vilo third. Kong enjoying a 2.5 second lead right now. We'll see how that changes during the breaststroke here. Kong's lead was 2.5 seconds going into the breaststroke. Emma Villot has certainly cut into that by a great deal. The lead is 0.9 of a second heading into freestyle for Kong. Sarah Bernard has moved into third. She was in 7th at the halfway mark. She's now in third, so she's moved up 4 spots during the breaststroke. Brianna Kong poised to be your Heat 8 winner, and she will. Best time, 2:07.66. We'll move into heat number 9 of 11, moving right along here. Sophie Phelps from Solo in lane 1, Jessie McNeil from Bluefish in 2, Cookie Mahoney from Bluefish in 3, Isabella Schneider from Phoenix in 4, Alden White from Crimson in 5, Cara Dominici from Solo in 6, Addison Abreu from Gator in 7, and Audrey Zhang from Solo in 8. Schneider leading the way, 26.71 after the fly, followed by Mahoney, Phelps, Abreu, McNeil, and Dominici, and White. They're all within 2 seconds. Schneider continues to lead the way. She's followed by Cookie Mahoney and Addison Abreu in lanes 3 and 7. Jessie McNeil also in lane 2, making a good move here. Schneider leads the way, 134.20. Mahoney second, McNeil third. Isabella Schneider, 2:03.63. Moving into heat number 10. Mina Boardman in lane 1 from Solo. Isabella Teixeira from United in 2. Clara Bodner from Weymouth Waves in lane 3. Michaela Shokareva from Phoenix in 4. Kayla Zhang from Bluefish in 5. Avery Lord from Solo in 6. Charlie Hoover from Commonwealth in 7. And Debbie Wells from Bluefish in lane number 8. Shokareva, 57.92 at the halfway mark. She's followed by Avery Lord, Kayla Zhang, Clara Bodner. Shokareva and Avery Lord battling for the lead heading into freestyle. It's Avery Lord leading the way, 135.71. Shokareva 0.2 back. Shokareva, 205.17. Heading into our final heat, heat 11 of 11. Dana Lee comes in with the top time, 202.46. Christina DePietro from Bluefish in lane 1. Amelia Barron from Phoenix in 2. Alyssa Kim from Phoenix in 3. Dana Lee from Commonwealth in 4. Quinn White from Crimson in 5. Savina Villani from Greenwood in 6. Natalia Robach from Bluefish in 7. And it's Citabild from Bluefish in lane 8. Quinn White leading the way at the halfway mark in lane 5. Tight logjam here, lanes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Dana Lee speeding toward the finish line here in lane 4. This is a fast heat. 205.16. So Isabella Schneider will be your top seed tonight with a 203.63. James Dupre from GMA in lane 3. Owen Rosenthal from North Shore in 4. Colin Panagos from Solo in 5. Colin Panagos from Solo now moves into the lead. Dupre drops down into second. Rosenthal third. Tight race here between Dupre, Rosenthal, and Panagos. Rosenthal in the lead, Dupre second, Panagos third. So Rosenthal comes all the way back from third into first. Again, it was the breaststroke, the great equalizer. Dupre, 2:12.62. We'll move into heat number 2. From Executive in lane 1, it's Will Ertman. In lane 2 from North Shore, it's CJ Reamer. In lane 3 from, I think that's Westerly, Pawcatuck YMCA, Mike Ergo. In lane 4 from Gators, it's Jack Carlson. In lane 5 from Metro West YMCA, it's Ivan Chiang. In lane 6 from Crimson, Abel Haller. In lane 7 from GMA, it is Ben Haddock. Lane 8 is open. Mike Ergo leading the way in lane 3 at the halfway mark. He's followed by Ivan Chiang and CJ Reamer. Getting tight at the top here. Ergo, Carlson, and Chiang setting themselves up for a good square off here in the 50 free, essentially. Ergo in lane 3, Carlson in lane 4, Ivan Chiang in lane 5. And it will be Chiang, 2:05.15. So Ivan Chiang, 2:05.15. He'll be your Heat 2 winner. Moving into heat number 3. Will Estevez in lane 1 from North Shore. David Ryu from Lifetime in 2. Brady LePage from Holyoke in 3. Luke Abramson from Crimson in 4, Matthew Joe from Phoenix in 5, Gary Podstrelov from YMCA of the North Shore in 6, Hugh Hawkins from UVAC in 7, and rounding out the field, it's Flynn McDonald from North Shore in lane 8. Will Estevez, lane 1 from North Shore, out to the fast start. It's followed by Hawkins and McDonald. Estevez looks to maintain that lead, and he does at the halfway mark. Again, we've seen a lot of things happen during the breaststroke, typically where the most changes occur. So let's keep an eye on this one. Estevez leading the way. Brady LePage second, 12/100ths behind. Flynn McDonald third, 2 seconds behind. So let's see if Estevez can keep this lead. And he is right now, halfway through the final 25 of the breaststroke. Estevez looking to go wire to wire. He'll have the opportunity. He leads both LePage and McDonald by 47/100ths of a second. Keep an eye on McDonald here in lane 8 at the top of your screen. He may have moved into first with this freestyle, and he does. So Flynn McDonald will be your Heat 3 winner. 2:04.84. We'll move into heat number 4. Finn Stenfors from Kingfish in lane 1. It's Ethan Liu from Bluefish in 2. Jaden Clayton from Kingfish in 3. JP Giglio from Sailfish in 4. Zach Prue from Ryak in 5. Andre Sukhanov from Cape Cod in 6. It's Sebi Gallo from Karashem in 7. And Will Porter from Bluefish in lane 8. Will Porter in lane 8 from Bluefish leads the way. Will Porter will remain your leader halfway through. $55.98. See if Porter can hold on to that lead. Here comes his Bluefish teammate Ethan Liu in lane 2, as well as Zach Prue from Ryak in lane 5. Andre Sukhanov from Cape Cod surging ahead here, going into freestyle, so it will be Sukhanov. 132.12 going into freestyle, Andre Sukhanov.
Minute. So if you have any time trial requests for today, please get them in the next 5 minutes.
So check for time trials. If any of your swimmers are looking to do time trials, they have 5 minutes to submit that. Andre Sukhanov will be our Heat 4 winner. 2:01.59. It's the top time so far, still with 8 heats to go. Derek McIntyre in lane 1 from GMA. James McEnany from the edge in lane 2. It's Matthew Lashua from Executive in 3. Jacob Freeman from Gator in 4. Elliot Morse from Commonwealth in 5. Andrew Nath in 6 from Cape Cod. Ryan Connors in lane 7 from Gators. And in lane 8 from Kingfish, it's Nate Derby. Lashua from Executive leads the way, followed by McEnany and Lath after the fly. Lashua continues to lead the way, turning into breaststroke. Lashua will take this lead into the freestyle. 9/10 of a second over Andrew Nath in lane 6. Nath making a furious comeback here. Let's see if Lashua can hold on to this lead. He's led all the way, but here comes Andrew Nath powering ahead at the flags and into the wall. It's Nath, 158.52. So that's our top time so far heading into Heat 6, as you'll continue to see these times drop as the heats go on. Damian Figet-Kosarev in lane 1 from Gators in lane 2. Also from Gators, it's Chris Hammett. No, it's not. Chris Hammett is scratched. In lane 3 from Crimson, it's Gabe Herzlinger. In lane 4 from Phoenix, it's Cole Brooks. In lane 5 from Gators, it's Mateo Smith. In lane 6 from Phoenix, it's David Topi. In 7 from Cape Cod, it's Dawson Milligan. And in lane 8, it's Nolan Schlesman, rounding out the field from North Shore Swim Club. Actually, we have a lot of scratches here. So lanes 2 and 3 are open. Lane 5 is open. No Mateo Smith. And lane 8 is open. So a very reduced field here. 4 swimmers in the water. That's Cole Brooks in lane 1 leading the way. Milligan from Cape Cod in 2nd. Topi from Phoenix in 3rd. Brooks continues to lead the way, but here comes Figet-Kosarev, as expected, top breaststroker. Figet-Kosarev will likely be in the lead going into the freestyle, and he is. Damian Figet-Kosarev on his way to a Heat 6 victory. 158.59, second best time this morning. Heat 7 lined up. Ready to go. It's Declan McDonald from Kingfish in lane 1. Andrew Song from Bluefish in 2. Alexander Yoon from Weymouth in 3. Nick Austin from South Shore YMCA in lane 4. David Steinbrick from Bluefish in 5. Cormac McKinney from Bluefish in 6. It's Chase Gagnon from Gators in 7. And rounding out the field in lane 8, it's Jack Chiapetta from Bluefish. Chiapetta looks to be in the lead, just off the lead. Yoon leads the way. Chiapetta 4/100ths behind. McKinney 2/10ths behind heading into the backstroke. Andrew Nath so far with our best time through 6 heats, 158.52. Chiapetta will take that lead into the halfway mark, 53.83 for Chiapetta as they head into breaststroke. Chiapetta remains your leader. Here comes Nick Austin in lane 4. Cormac McKinney in lane 6. But it seems like Chiapetta will have the lead heading into freestyle, and he will. 1:29.36, so he's got a quarter of a second lead over Austin, 4/10ths of a second over McKinney. Looking strong on the freestyle. Nice turn there in lane 8 by Chiapetta. And that will propel him to victory here in Heat 7. So Jack Chiapetta in lane 8, your Heat 7 victor, 157.07. That's the top time so far this morning. Heat 8 in the water. Sam Kaplan from Commonwealth in lane 1. Garrett Jones in lane, nope, no Garrett Jones. So a lot of scratches so far in this 2IM. Garrett Jones, no-go in lane 2. Carlo Chiral from Commonwealth in 3. George Groves from Gators in 4. Bradley Waters from Solo in 5. Evan Allen from Executive in 6. Ryan McFadden from the Bluefins in 7. And Cole Gorsuch in lane 8 from Gators. Gorsuch leads the way right now after the fly. Gorsuch will take this lead into the breaststroke, so he's built this lead up. He's built this lead up very well. Bradley Waters in second, Allen third. George Groves starting to surge here in lane 4. He's moved up into second. He was second after the fly, fourth after the back. Now he's moved himself into second, and he's vying for first. So George Groves here from Gators has now moved into first. What an interesting swim for Groves. Second to fourth to first. Groves will try and finish this one out. With 25 to go, let's see if Groves can close this one out over Gorsuch in lane 8. He will, and he'll clock the best time of the morning so far, 156.95. As we move into heat number 9. Alex, let's see, who are we missing? Nobody in lanes 1 and 2. So 1, 2, and 8 are open. So Dylan Jewett from the Storm in lane 3. John Fernandez from South Shore YMCA in lane 4. Samuel Kraft from Kingfish in 5. Tim Johnson from Cape Cod in 6. Matt Walden from Bluefish in 7. And lane 8 is open. So we got swimmers in lanes 3 through 7 only. Tim Johnson from Cape Cod leads the way after the butterfly, 24.57 for Johnson. Tim Johnson continues to lead the way in lane 6, although he's getting some competition now by Matt Walden in 7, John Fernandez in 4. Fernandez has now moved into the lead. Nine-tenths of a second over Walden. A second and a quarter over Johnson. John Fernandez's race to lose. He'll try and best the 156.95, which is the best time so far clocked by George Groves in the last heat. $156.29 for Fernandez, so he moves into the lead. He moves into the race for the top time, I should say, in the number 1 seed. So Fernandez, 156.29. So we move into heat 10 of 12. Melson Arquilano in lane 1, Nathaniel Murray in 2, Nick Andrews in lane 3, Arquilano from Bluefish, Murray from North Shore, Nick Andrews from Ryak, Tommy Hagar from Commonwealth in 4. It's Quinn Caputo from Gators in 5, Krista Vigia from Solo in 6, Luke Jagir from the Tritons in 7, and Michael Yang from Gators in lane 8. So for the first time in a few heats, we have all 8 lanes occupied. It's Tommy Hagar leading the way in lane 4. It would be a pretty big surprise if Hagar did not win this heat. Comes into this heat almost 3 seconds faster than the next closest seed, and that's Quinn Caputo in 5. They're 1 and 2 right now. Hagar continues to look strong through the breaststroke. He'll take this into freestyle with the lead. Almost 2 seconds over Caputo. Caputo and Christopher Gia battling there in lanes 5 and 6 for second, but it will be Hagar. 150.86, so top time by a lot so far, 150.86. Basically right on his top time coming in, so it sets him up well for finals. Looks like lane 4 will be open. Kai Shinkyo from Gators in lane 1, Caleb Del Rosario from Greenwood in 2, Gerhard Hoover in lane 3 from Commonwealth, William Carrico in 5 from Phoenix, Quinn Schaub from North Shore in lane 6, Ethan Schultz from Bluefish in 7, and also from Bluefish in lane 8, it's Evan Lyons. Carrico, your leader after the butterfly, 24.73 for Carrico. Looking smooth with that backstroke. 17-year-old Carrico from Phoenix came in with a 153. It's the second fastest time coming in, but no Jack Butera, so Carrico becomes the top time coming into this heat number 11. Keep an eye on lane 1, Kai Shinkyo, very good breaststroker. Expect him to make up a little time here. He was 7th after the fly, 3rd after the back. Carrico still your leader by 2 seconds over Hoover. 3 seconds over Schwab. He will not best the 150 though by Hagar. 152.97. It's the second fastest time so far this morning. So regardless, he'll be in a good position going into finals tonight. Alexei Avakov in our final heat here in lane 1. Alex Dorwalt in lane 2. Jack Marin in lane 3. Josh Parent in lane 4. Quinn Borchers in lane 6. They're all from Bluefish. Lane 7, Eamon Griffin from Phoenix. Lane 8, Teddy Sun from the Tritons. It should be noted that at the U.S. Open Championships a couple weeks ago, Josh Parent qualified for the Olympic trials in the 800 free, the 1500, and the 4 IM. So really good shot for Parent to crack this U.S. Olympic team. We wish him the best of luck. So far, qualified in the 8 free, 1500, and 4 IM at trials. And Parent is indeed leading the way here, followed by his teammate, Jack Marin. Parent and Marin, Bluefish teammates, leading the way. The lead is a little over a second and a quarter. If Parent wants to be the top seed tonight, he's got to break 150.86 by Tommy Hagar. I think he's going to do that. We'll see. Could be close. And he does, 149.45. So he will be the top seed tonight in the finals for the men's 2 IM as we switch gears to our final event of the morning. It is the 500. We'll have, it looks like, 4 heats of women, followed by 4 heats of men. Then we'll alternate women through men through the end here. So swimming out of lane 1, it's Gabby Harding from Bluefish. In lane 2 from Solo, it's Claire Mosher. In lane 3, it's Addison Abreu from Gators. In lane 4, it's Amelia Deutsch from Bluefins. In lane 5, it's Courtney Bogosian from Gators. In lane 6, it's Paige Meller from Ryak. In lane 7, it's Rosie Keith from the Edge. And in lane 8, it's Caitlin Horsch from Crimson. So that's the field. Some of these swimmers have had a quick turnaround from the 2 IM into the 5 free. Amelia Deutsch leads the way very early. Once again, if you're just joining us, we're live from the Catherine Moran Coleman Aquatic Center here on the campus of Brown University for the New England Swimming 2022 Senior Championships, hosted by Gator Swim Club Seekonk and presented to you by Abreu Media Productions. As I mentioned earlier, both Gator Swim Club Seekonk and Abreu Media Productions will be donating a portion of the proceeds from this weekend's Senior Championships to the American Cancer Society. So always a good and worthy cause. Fight the battle against the ugliest disease out there, and we're happy to do so. So we certainly appreciate your support this weekend. For everyone that's purchased the live stream, for everyone who's stepped their feet inside of Brown, know that portion of your money is going to the American Cancer Society for cancer research. At the halfway mark here, it's Amelia Deutsch and Courtney Bogosian leading the way. Deutsch at the 400-yard mark, so 100 to go. Deutsch, Bogosian, and Meller, your top three. There's the bell for Amelia Deutsch. Courtney Bogosian, your top two. 3 seconds apart. Can Bogosian catch her here over the final 50? And she won't. So Amelia Deutsch will be your Heat 1 winner in the 500 free. 5:08.14. Bogosian takes second, 5:13.07. We'll move into Heat 2. Hope Taylor from Bluefish in lane 1. Tegan Jeffers from the Storm in lane 2. It's Margot Levesque from Bluefish in 3. Meredith Uhars from Phoenix in 4. Maria Del Monte from Gator in 5. Allie Brown from Kingfish in lane 6. It's Jacqueline Zapagan from Bluefish in lane 7. And Aya Hassani in lane 8, rounding out the field. Meredith Uhas from Phoenix comes in with the top time here in Heat 2, 5:06.42. The women's New England record is owned by Elizabeth Beisel. She set that record the year she basically set every record in New England swimming, 2008, with a 4:40.42. Meredith Uhas leading the way here from Phoenix through 150. She went out in a 26.7, came back in a 30.60 her last 50 split. Again, good crowd here at Brown University for day 3 of the Senior Championships. Hosted by Gator Seekonk. Meredith Uhas continues to lead the way. Closing in on the halfway mark. It's funny how we went through Thursday night the 1,000 and the mile. So the 500 for these races seems like nothing. Already halfway through this heat number 2, Uhas leading the way. All of these heats, give or take, right around 5 minutes. Uhas seems to have settled into a good pace. 50 split times, 30 high, 31 low. We'll check her here at the 300-yard mark. 31 low again, so 31.33 the last two 50s for Uhas. Talk about the model of consistency. Before that, 31.30. So she settled into a nice pace here. The leader over Jacqueline Zapagan by almost 3 seconds. She's swimming out of lane 7. 31:49, 31:37 for Zapagin, so she makes up a little bit of time there. 2.65 behind now for Zapagin. Juhas closing in on the 400-yard mark, so just a little over 100 yards to go for Juhas. She's led this thing from the beginning. $31.60 for Juhas, $32.20 for Zapagin, so Juhas makes up about 0.6 of a second there. $31.11 for Juhas, so that is her best split right there since the 150-yard mark. She hears that bell and gets a little energized. 50 to go. This one should belong to Meredith Juhas. Margot Levesque from Bluefish has moved up into second, overtaking her teammate Zapagin. Juhas 5:05.54. Levesque will take second, Zapagin third as we move on to heat number 3. 5:05.54 now the top time. Looks like the only open lane will be 7, so Isabella Rodriguez from Greenwood in lane 1, Peyton Knightley from Crimson in 2, Sarah Bernard from Commonwealth in 3, Skylar Knowlton from Phoenix in 4, Kayla Zhang from Bluefish in 5, Veronica Kisova from Solo in 6, and Bella Busconi from Greenwood in lane 8. That's the field for heat number 3. Skylar Knowlton comes in with the top time, 4:56.50. One of 2 swimmers to be under 5 minutes in this heat. The other, Kayla Zhang from Bluefish. Men's 2IM, Josh Parent, Tommy Hagar, Jack Marin, Quinn Caputo, and Christopher Gia. They are top 5 seeds tonight in the final. Meet Mobile should have all of those final results, I should say, in gearing up for the A, B, and C finals tonight. Knowlton continues to lead the way with Zhang right behind her. Bella Busconi running in 3rd right now. At this pace, we're scheduled to get done just a little past the noontime hour here on the East Coast. And again, we'll be back for finals tonight. .5:15 start for finals. We'll go on the air probably sometime between 5:05 and 5:10. We'll get you a preview of what we're looking at for tonight. We'll also recap the winners from our previous finals, both last night and the night before. Again, Skylar Knowlton at the 300-yard mark continues to lead the way, followed by Kayla Zhang from Bluefish, Sarah Bernard from Commonwealth. Those are your top three. Knowlton leads this by a good distance, so Knowlton is almost 5 seconds ahead of Zhang with 200 yards to go. Certainly not insurmountable to catch up. However, with the way Knowlton is swimming, it's going to be tough to do. She came in once again with a 4:56.50. See if she extends that lead. 5 1/4. So she does by almost a half a second. So that was a big turn lap right there. Knowlton will come in for her final 100. So Skylar Knowlton's heat to win here, heat number 3. Knowlton with the almost 5-second lead over Bernard, 6 seconds over Zhang. So Skylar Knowlton will win heat number 3. Will she break 5? And she does, 4:59.41. So that's the top time so far. Again, a lot of heats to go. We'll move into heat number 4. Meredith Teague from Commonwealth in lane 1. Megan Kelly from Bluefish in 2. It's Sophie Phelps from Solo in 3. Dana Lee from Commonwealth in lane 4. Clara Renner from Crimson in 5. Quinn White from Crimson in 6. Clementine Robbins from Phoenix in 7. And Cora Zawalik from Cape Cod in lane 8. Dana Lee comes in with a time of 4:50.81. So 3 swimmers come in under 5 minutes. The aforementioned Lee, Clara Renner at 4:58.50. Sophie Phelps, 4:59.82. You can find them in lanes 3, 4, and 5. Actually, you can't find them in 5 because Clara Renner is not in the water. So I need to do a better job of tracking that. Clara Renner is a scratch. So lane 5, the open lane. Dana Lee leads the way after 100. She was out in a 56.6, swimming on a lane 4. Sophie Phelps in lane 3 may have overtaken her ever so slightly right here, and she has by 2/100ths of a second. Quinn White in 3rd right now. Phelps and Lee locked in a good battle here, lanes 3 and 4. Quinn White right in the mix as well, 9/10ths of a second behind in lane 6. So 3, 4, 6, even lane 7, Clementine Robbins right there. Dana Lee, Sophie Phelps continue to rotate and go back and forth between the lead. Good shot right there. Sophie Phelps and Dana Lee. Lee leading the way, followed by Phelps. Quinn White right there as well. Good shot there by our camera woman, Avery Abreu. Of our three leaders, Dana Lee in lane 4, Quinn White in lane 6, Sophie Phelps in lane 3. That's the order now. Just passing the 350-yard mark. Dana Lee continues her lead, coming in on 400 yards. Quinn White in second, Sophie Phelps third. Phelps and Lee were battling ever so closely for quite a few lengths of the pool in the middle. Lee has started to pull away. Quinn White moved into second for a little bit here. Now Phelps starting to pick up the pace again, so we should be in for a good finish here. There's the whole field as Lee gets the bell. Quinn White in second, Sophie Phelps third. Dana Lee closing in on victory here. And it will be Dana Lee, 4:57.96. That's our best time so far this morning. Nice job by Lee. As we move into heat number 5. White took second, Phelps takes third. Moving into heat number 5, this will be our first heat of men. So let's call this heat 1 of the men's. It's event 26, heat 1. First men's heat, Oliver York from North Shore Swim Club in lane 1, Jacob Russell from GMA in lane 2, Garrett Jones from Gators in 3, Teddy Botmaka from Phoenix in 4, Lucas Hayes from Kingfish in 5, Cale Copeland from the Tritons in lane 6. It's Ryan McFadden from the Bluefins in lane 7, and Christopher Raymond from Solo in lane 8. Botmaka leads the way after 100, followed by Garrett Jones, Jacob Russell, top 3. Find them in lanes 4, 3, and 2 respectively after the 100. Let's see the grouping here. It remains Teddy Botmaka leading the way, but here comes Garrett Jones right on his hip. Trails by 0.7 of a second. Christopher Raymond from Solo in lane 8. Teddy Batmaka continues to lead the way and has started to pull away a little bit more. He's extended that lead, which was 18/100ths of a second at the 100-yard mark, 7/10 at the 150, almost 2 at the 200, now over 2.5 seconds. So Batmaka continues to put pressure on those swimmers behind him. That's Garrett Jones and Lucas Hayes. Teddy Batmaka in lane 4, closing in on 350 yards. The leader by 2 seconds over Hayes, so Lucas Hayes has now come back into second for the moment, but it looks like Garrett Jones erased that deficit quick, and he's moved back into second. It's very tight, second and third. Garrett Jones now making a comeback on Batmaka. So Batmaka had that lead up to over 2.5 seconds. Jones and Hayes have narrowed that to 1.5 seconds with 100 to go. Definitely not an insurmountable lead for Hayes or Jones. Here's the bell for Teddy Batmaka, Lucas Hayes, and Garrett Jones. Jones trails by 1 second, Hayes by just over 1.25 seconds. So Batmaka's gonna have to really pull down from within to pull this one out and hold off Jones, surging. 25 yards to go. Teddy Batmaka in lane 4, Garrett Jones in lane 3. Here comes Jones, starting to put his foot on the gas. He's evened up and he's starting to move into the lead at the flags, into the wall, and it is Jones with the comeback. 4:45-45. So what a comeback there for Garrett Jones. He is your Heat 1 winner of the men's, and that's the best time because it's the first heat. But nice job there by Garrett Jones with the come-from-behind victory. So lane 1 is open, no one in lane 1. Lane 2, you'll find Matt Walden from Bluefish. Lane 3, Maxwell Billsbury from Executive. Lane 4, David Steinbrick from Bluefish. Lane 5, Mateo Smith from Gators. Lane 6, Ethan Guo from Greenwood. Lane 7, it's Quinn Schaub from North Shore. And lane 8, it's Zach Zabo from Rhode Island Aquatic Club. David Steinbrick in the lead after 100 for Bluefish. David Steinbrück at the 200-yard mark remains in the lead, followed by Mateo Smith, who's only 0.6 of a second behind. They're in lanes 4 and 5. Maxwell Billsbury in lane 3. Steinbrück from Bluefish remains your leader halfway through. He's being chased by Mateo Smith from Gators. Steinbrück comes in with a 4:45.46. Mateo Smith 4:45.64. So they're separated by 18/100ths of a second going in. Steinbrück's lead over Smith right now is a little under a second and a half at the 300-yard mark. Smith cutting into that lead ever so slightly at the 350-yard mark. Smith goes to 28.84, Steinbrück at 28.92. We'll keep an eye on those splits here. $28.93 for Steinbrück, 28.45 for Mateo Smith. So he makes up a half a second there. The lead has been cut to 0.8 of a second with 100 to go. So Mateo Smith starting to make his move here. Let's see what that deficit is at this 50 wall. Smith has cut the deficit down to 0.8 of a second. The bell rings for Steinbrück and Smith. That deficit is down to 0.4 of a second. So Mateo Smith in lane 5, David Steinbrück in lane 4. Steinbrück starting to pull away. Smith was right there at the former turn, but it will be David Steinbrück who edges Smith 4:40.20 to 4:40.13. So David Steinbrück, your Heat 6 winner. Or Heat 2 winner as we move into Heat 3 on the men's side. Lanes 5 and 8 are open. Swimming in lane 1 from Bluefish, it's Braden Ando. In lane 2 from the Tritons, it's Luke Jaguar. Swimming in lane 3 from Bluefish, it's Thomas Powers Hammond. In lane 4 from Cape Cod, it's Aiden Kelly. In lane 6 from Crimson, William Mulgrew. And in lane 7 from Bluefish, it's Ethan Schultz. Aiden Kelly comes in with the top time, 4:32.61. Powers Hammond in lane 3, continuing to lead the way. Closing in on the 200-yard mark. William Mulgrew from Crimson just under 2 seconds behind. Aiden Kelly just under 4 seconds behind. Powers Hammond in total control here. Those splits have been in that high 26, low 27 range. He's maintaining that lead over Mulgrew. He grew it by 3/100ths in that last 50, which was the official halfway mark. He's got that lead back up over 2¼ seconds. Closing in on 350 yards. The lead is 2½ seconds. Mulgrew made up 0.8 right there, so Mulgrew just goes at 28.0. No, excuse me, sorry. Read that wrong. He didn't make up any time. Powers Hammond actually grew that lead by 0.2 of a second. Powers Hammond leading the way. Closing in on 4:25. He's led this thing wire to wire. Top time logged so far was last heat by David Steinbrück, 4:40.20. Let's see if Powers Hammond can eclipse that time. The lead over Mulgrew is 2.38. So it will be Thomas Powers Hammond who takes heat number 3. 4:31.25. Mulgrew takes second, 4:33.11. Kelly third, 4:41.97. Moving into heat 4 on the men's side, so Thomas Powers Hammond now moves into that top spot. Do we have any scratches here? It looks like we got a full 8 lanes. Aiden Walcott from Kingfish in lane 1, Tyler Bosma from Solo in 2, Jordan Moed from Bluefish in lane 3, Josh Parent from Bluefish in 4. Samuel Reynoso Williams from Commonwealth in 5. It's Jack Marin from Bluefish in 6. Theo Morris from Commonwealth 7. And Zach Parent from Bluefish in lane 8. So once again, the Parent brothers go to battle here. Josh in lane 4. Zach in lane 8. Josh Parent, Jordan Moed leading the way. Tyler Bosma now has moved Parent, Marin, Moed, your top 3, all from Bluefish. Parent came in with a 4:24.20. That's 11 seconds faster than the next closest swimmer, who was Reynoso Williams at 4:35.09. So typically in a race like this, it's not a matter of if Josh Parent is going to win. It's a matter of by how much. And you've seen him stretching that lead right now. Almost 4 seconds over Morse, who has moved up into second, so 6th at the 100-yard mark. Second now at the halfway mark, so Theo Morse from Commonwealth moving into that second place spot, but it's pretty crowded there. Here comes Moad. Parent, Morse, Moad, 300 yards down, 200 to go. No change at the top. Parent, Morse, Moad. $100 to go for Josh Parent. 5.5 second lead over Morse, a little over 6.25 over Moad. Parent gets the bell. 4:00:79. So Parent looking to best the 4:31.25 from his teammate Thomas Powers Hammond and move into that top spot. And he will do just that. 4:26.90. Marin second, Morse third, Moad fourth. As we move into our fifth heat of women's, which is really heat number 9. Lanes 1 and 3 are open. Addison McDonald swimming in lane 2 from Bluefish. It's Eilette Nishikawa-Geitham in lane 4, also from Bluefish, as is Abby Bauman in 5, Kenzie Driscoll in 6 from the Current, Milena Whitney in 7 from Executive, and Audrey Cook in lane 8 from the Boston Bluefins. Addison McDonald, your current leader after 50 early on here. She's in lane 2. 15 years old from Bluefish. Abby Bauman, Addison McDonald, Eilette Nishikawa-Geitham, your top 3. All from Bluefish, separated by 0.3 of a second. It's Bauman, Nishikawa-Geitham, and McDonald at the 150-yard mark. 3 races to go after this to close out our morning. We'll be back tonight around 5:05 for our continuing coverage of the 2022 New England Senior Championships here from the Catherine Moran Coleman Aquatic Center on the campus of Brown University. These championships are hosted by Gator Swim Club Seekonk, presented to you by Abreu Media Productions. A portion of the proceeds from this meet will be donated to the American Cancer Society by both Gator Swim Club Seekonk and Abreu Media Productions. Happy to be able to contribute to such a worthy cause. So if you haven't made it down to Brown yet, feel free to come on down, contribute to that. If you're listening in here, we thank you for your patronage and your support. Without all of you, we wouldn't be able to keep this live stream and make this happen. So we certainly appreciate all of our customers and know that a portion of that money you spent for this weekend will be going toward the American Cancer Society. Nishikawa, Geitham, and Bauman locked in a good race here, 300-yard mark. They're separated by 12 100ths. Addison McDonald hanging in there, very good distance swimmer. Always strong in the back half of these distance races, so keep an eye on McDonald in lane 2. Nishikawa Geitham now ever so slightly spreading that lead out to a little over a second over Bauman. With 100 to go, it's Nishikawa Geitham and Abby Bauman. Bauman trying to mount a comeback here. Just over 50 yards to go. Here's the bell for them both. Nishikawa Geitham seems to be getting stronger as this race goes on. Very impressive for a 13-year-old. Nishikawa Geitham will go a 5:12.22, Bauman 5:15.11. There are your final results on Heat 5 for the women's. We'll move into Heat 5 for the men's right now. Final 3 races of the morning. Let's see what lanes are open, if any, and none of them are. Jack Eady swimming in lane 1 from Gators, alongside his Gator teammate Nick Kavik in lane 2. John Bird from Kingfish in 3. Grayson Smith from Phoenix in lane 4. It's Evan Lyons from Bluefish in 5. Christian Pereira in 6 from Ryak. Jonathan Fioli-Haughey from Anglerfish in lane number 7, and it's Thomas Epic from North Shore in lane 8. Our final 3 races of the afternoon. Take this opportunity to thank all of the folks from Brown University for a spectacular venue to run these championships. Also, all of the folks from New England Swimming, all of the administrators, including the officials who do a great job for us here all weekend. And last but certainly not least, all of the folks from Gator Seekonk hosting a meet like this. You certainly don't have a lot of appreciation of a very tightly well-run meet until you go to meets that are not so tight and not so well-run. So when you come to a meet here at Brown University hosted by Gator Seekonk, you know that it's going to be tightly run, everything on point. That's just what we have come to expect, and that's why Gator Seekonk is a host for many championships meets, including the seniors here this weekend. And also a big thank you to all of the coaches on deck, all of the families. You all are the support system for these swimmers. I'm sure there's maybe one or two, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, of you that have endured many 4:30 wake-ups to get your child to practice 5 a.m. We certainly have done plenty of that in the Abreu House and know what kind of a support system is needed for a club-level swimmer. It's really a lot. It's a lot of swim taxiing to the pool and back, double practices, long swim meets. So a big shout out and appreciation to all of the families out there with the support for the swimmers that put their swimmers in a successful position. So thank you to all of you. At the 300-yard mark, it's Jack Eady. I had a conversation with Eady after the mile the other night, and Eady's strategy is always to go out in front early. Likes to swim from out in front, doesn't like to play catch up, also likes to put that pressure on the other swimmers when he's out in front early. One of the things that you can see from swimmers, it's kind of like that old Mike Tyson line, well, everybody's a fighter until you get punched in the nose, and it's really similar with swimming, right? Everybody has a race plan, but what happens in that race plan when someone goes out a lot faster than you unexpected, right? It's that natural reaction to ditch that race strategy and plan right away and change things up. Eady at the 400-yard mark still holds that lead over Lyons by a little over a second. Eady will get the bell here. The lead is ballooned, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, to 2 seconds. Not a huge lead, but Eady looks exceptionally strong here, approaching the final 25. And it looks as though Jack Eady will be your Heat 10 total, Heat 5 on the men's side winner. We'll check that time for Eady, 4:44.15. It's a 10-second drop. So nice job by Eady there. Lyons takes second, Epic takes third. As we move into our final two races of the morning, it'll be Heat 6 and 7 on the men's side. Swimming in lane 1 from Anglerfish, it's Jarrett Zito. Swimming in lane 2 from Phoenix, it's Matthew Church. In lane 3 from PVAA, it is Herrick Stevenson. In lane 4 from the Bluefins, it's Daniel Corey. In lane 5 from Greenwood is Nicola Wyndham in lane 6. It's Keith Hartman from Gators, lane 7. It's Ryan Kornacki, also from Gators. And in lane 8 from Executive, it's Ryan Powers. Again, our second to last race of the morning. This is the 500 free. We'll be back tonight right around 5:05 for our third day finals coverage. And just like that, folks, we'll be wrapping things up tomorrow. Again, prelims starting at the same time. 9 a.m. Finals will be moved up a little bit early. So finals tomorrow will start at 4:45. Starting them a half hour earlier. Trying to get everybody out of here at a reasonable time on a Sunday night. Knowing that there will be awards and high point ceremonies. Keith Hartman leads the way after the 150-yard mark. Slight lead over Wyndham in lane 5. Kornacki in lane 7. We've seen Kornacki also be a very sneaky back half swimmer in this race and his distance races as a whole. Kornacki will stay right with the field and at that very end have a surge. Very good back half swimmer. But right now, Hartman remains in the lead. Kornacki is in 4th. Hartman holding on to that lead over Wyndham. Hartman in 6, Wyndham in 5. They're locked in a very tight battle. Hartman by 4/10 at the 300-yard mark. 200 to go. The lead by Hartman down to 3/10. Hartman and Wyndham almost stroke for stroke here at the 400-yard mark. There's some tight coverage of Keith Hartman in 6. Wyndham in lane 5. Hartman continues to hold that lead, but it's 0.3 of a second. So living on the edge is Keith Hartman, trying to be this Heat 6 winner. Can he hold off Wyndham? He extends that lead a little on the turns. Wyndham has been catching him ever so slightly in the straightaways. Here's the bell for both Hartman and Wyndham. Hartman has extended the lead to almost a full second. So Keith Hartman, 50 to go, leads Nicola Wyndham in lane 5. Nicholas Wyndham, excuse me. The S is missing off my screen here. They cut it off. I thought it was Nicholas. But Heath Hartman starting to pull away. And Keith Hartman will be your winner. 4:49.52. Great race there. 4:49.52 for Hartman. Wyndham takes second, Stevenson third, and we are upon our final race of the morning, folks. This is heat 7 of the men's. Lane 8 will be open, so no lane 8. Swimming in lane 1 from North Shore is Aiden Curtin from North Shore. And swimming in lane 2, it's Maurice Gerhardt from Gators. Swimming in lane 3 from Greenwood, it's Aiden Miller from Greenwood. In lane 4 from PVAA, it's Dawson Rice. In lane 5 from Executive, it's Eddie Barnes. In lane 6 from Kingfish, it's Peter Coleman. And in lane 7 from Cape Cod Swim Club, it's Curtis Johnson. Dawson Rice comes in with the top time, 4:58.49. Gerhardt leads the way from Gators in lane 2 by a little over a second over a big group of swimmers. Curtin, Barnes, Johnson, Miller. Gerhardt continues to lead after the 150. Gerhardt in lane 2 comes in with a 5:01.65. 150, 159 at the 200-yard mark here. Halfway through, Gerhardt still remains your leader. He's followed by Miller almost 3 seconds behind. So he's extended that lead over Miller from 2 1/4 to almost 3 seconds over the past 150 yards. Gerhardt continues to look strong in lane 2. Miller still in second. He cut a half a second off the lead right there in that last 50. So that certainly bodes well for him, trying to make that comeback. Very pivotal 50 here. Over the next 100 yards will likely determine whether Gerhardt will stay in the lead or if Miller will mount that comeback. The lead was 2:46 at the last check-in. It's now down to a second and a half. So Miller certainly making a comeback. It's Aiden Miller. You take a look at that stroke rate by Miller. It's certainly picked up. The stroke rate for Miller has picked up. The stroke rate for Gerhardt remains the same, but here comes Miller with 100 yards to go. He's cut that lead to 0.8 of a second. So he's got that chisel in his hand and the hammer in the other, and he just keeps whittling away at that lead. Well within striking distance with 75 yards to go. Miller and Gerhardt in a virtual tie here. Miller will actually get to the 450-yard wall first. He leads by 0.8 of a second. Setting it up for an exciting final here. Maurice Gerhardt in lane 2, Aiden Miller in lane 3. They are stroke for stroke, approaching the flags and into the wall. Who's going to touch first? And it is Gerhardt who holds off Miller. 0.4 of a second. Great job by Maurice Gerhard holding off Aiden Miller, and great job by Miller with that comeback. Curtis Johnson takes third, and with that, folks, we will conclude our morning session. We thank you for taking the time to join us. Again, we'll be back for finals tonight right around 5:05. Just making sure these are indeed time trials. These time trials, nothing left on the heat sheets. Okay, we'll stick with you for a second here. This seems to be a swim-off. It's a 50 free swim-off. There we go. Luca Capoletto in lane 4, Ethan Schultz in lane 5. 50 free swim-off. Some bonus coverage for you here, folks. Here's the swim-off. Luca Capoletto in lane 4 from Cape Cod. Ethan Schultz from Bluefish in lane 5. This is a 50 free swim-off. They were tied, I think, for 9th. And it is Schultz from Bluefish. He'll out-touch. That was quick. 21:31 to 21:35. 4-1. Okay, so we're heading into time trials now, folks, so that will conclude our coverage for this morning. We certainly appreciate you taking the time. Again, we'll be back at 5:05 tonight. On behalf of Jennifer Abreu, Avery Abreu, Emma Holland, all on camera and production this morning, I am Jeremy Abreu. Thank you for your time and patronage, and we will see you tonight for finals.